gonna make this make sense. See, I was a product of the 70s, but I was born in the 60s. But, it was like in the 70s when I was coming up, it was like I seen how, races and people was treating one another in the world, especially us black people, but we tried to stand together, we tried to unite, tried to be about revolution, stand for one another, stand for what we believe in, because, you used to can walk our parents' mother, could walk through the neighborhood and, and she gonna be highly respected. Nowadays, parents can't even walk through the hoods, cause it's so much going on out there and, so much disrespect and, but I'm saying this to make it make sense. Say what you gotta say. Just say what you gotta say. Mayhem Entertainment Podcast. So the 80s, the 70s was, like I said, man, it was about, blacks standing together, man, trying to fight for what we believe in, fighting for our, communities and, people, just revolutionary, man. We was about uniting. And then the 80s come around, they dropped the bomb, man. They dropped the war. They dropped some drugs out here in the communities and, and it was already like we was living in poverty. So a lot of brothers took that. See, it's a such thing called free high and a free. When you get it for free, it's like you got to work hard for it. You got to struggle. But a free high is like somebody just giving you something all the time. They take this and go do this with it, and you really ain't got to work hard for it. You really don't know the outcome about somebody else inventing something